No jitters, no crash. We also have a nitric oxide formula here for a really next level pump for you guys that you guys are gonna love. And we also have brain boosting ingredients in here too. And you guys know I am big on being mentally sharp, focused at all time, mindful and present. So sip your Zoe, let's go. This comes out March 1st. It's a game changer. Enjoy.
Now, is it a game changer? What's up guys, Derek, moreplates.com. Today we're gonna be talking about The Rock and his new pre-workout. Yes, he is indeed coming out with everything that you could possibly need. Soon we will have The Rock toilet paper, I'm quite sure. So here he is talking about Zoa Energy's new pre-workout.
Aloha from the Iron Paradise here in Hawaii. The rumors in the fitness world are true. I'm so excited to share this with you. Our Zoa brand is putting out a brand new product, an amazing advanced pre-workout known as Zoa Plus. We have new flavors, pineapple passion fruit. We have mandarin orange grapefruit. You guys know we love mixing our flavors up. And we have blackberry acai. I'm gonna go with this one as always. You have the Zoa staple. With clean green energy, no jitters, no crash. We also have a nitric oxide formula here for a really next level pump for you guys that you guys are gonna love. And we also have brain boosting ingredients in here too. And you guys know I am big on being mentally sharp, focused at all time, mindful and present. So sip your Zoe, let's fucking go. This comes out March 1st. It's a game changer. Enjoy.
Now, is it a game changer? Well, we'll be getting into the formula and I will elaborate on if it is indeed advanced, as he said, you know, next level nitric oxide booster, game changing fucking nootropics, bro. He wants to be mentally sharp and locked in, as we all do. Now, he's quite the salesman. He does a summarization of stuff that I'm sure he doesn't understand the mechanism of action of quite well, and, you know, bundles it up into a nice little package, giving the kind of sweeping overview of the science to a point that you're like, damn, like this guy actually like cares about what's in his shit and has gone out of his way to make sure there's some advanced formulation occurring with probably the cutting edge scientists. So here we go. A first of its kind, is it? Healthy pre-workout formulation. Bro, I fucking promise you it is not the first of its kind. Like this kind of disingenuous marketing, like, I don't know. I just don't like it that much because it's like, bro, when we get into the formulation, you guys are gonna be like, what is first of its kind? The fact that there's natural fucking sweeteners in it and it's also a pre-workout, like maybe is that, like I'm sure there is naturally sweetened pre-workout energy drinks out there. There's gotta be, but if there's not, you know, then I take that back. Fucking test tube lifting emoji, 12 ounces and 0 sugar, 200 milligrams of natural green caffeine, no jitters, no crash. Nitric oxide formulation for next level pumps. But what's in it? We shall get into it soon. Brain boosting ingredients for laser-like focus and clarity in the gym. Immunity boosters, vitamin C and D. Formulation created by Zoa Chief Health Officer Dave Rienzi. The ultimate healthy pre-workout performance energy drink that you'll love and delivers results. Mandarin orange, grapefruit, blackberry, acai, I don't know. Pineapple, passion fruit. This one's a game changer as always. Anything we do is fucking lit, bro. Game changing, as always. Thank you for making our Zoa brand the #1 fastest growing energy drink in the market. Sip your Zoe. Now let's plus and go. Zoa Plus, right on. Let's plus and go. Fire emoji times 3. Hands up, fucking 2 sets of hands up. Flex on your face, exclamation point. Let's plus and go, says GNC. Fucking huff and puff, I'm ready to go. I am steaming. I'm just so ready and fired up, dude. Fucking grunt, pant, sniff. I don't know. Rock, we need you on the front lines. I don't know. Something. Heart eyes emoji. All right, classics. Fires. We got some heart eyes. We got some hearts. We got classic engagement up in this bitch. Right on. So now let's get into it. As well as in his stories, he is hosting an interesting contest, I believe. Let's see. Jesus fucking Christ. I am sorry if I just made you deaf. My editors will tone that down so it's not so loud, but holy shit. they're gonna have to do it again because I thought maybe that this would be different. He's saying something, so I'm trying to get it.
Now let's fucking
get that at let's fucking go moment hashtag to win a year of free Zoa energy. All right, so this has spawned some interesting entries, and some of them are pretty fucking absurd, like this one. Safe to say we love Zoa energy. Guy is about fucking 72 plates on here. Balances it on his back, blows up the energy drink in the gym, squirts it everywhere. Starts sipping it while he's balancing what appears to be, I don't know, 600, 700 fucking pounds. Squats it one-handed to the fucking grass, bro. He's about to sit on your goddamn face. Clean. While he's holding it, he is still balancing the fucking Zoa energy, dude.
Let me see that Zoa. Let me see that Zoa. Let me see.
Don't finish the lift without showing the Zoa, bro.
See that Zoa. Oh my God.
Zoa's fucking mangled, my friend.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna win that year's supply, bro. We fucking got this. Thank you for risking your life for free energy drinks. All right, so if you haven't seen my first video on his current energy drink, you can check out Is the Rocks Energy Drink Zoa actually the best energy drink of 2021? I broke that down. And now we are going to get into the actual pre-workout here. So this is the supplement facts panel. From what I have gathered, this is, released early. I'm pretty sure this is accurate. This is based off of a reputable website. And I'm pretty sure this is it. So this is the L-Citrulline content, betaine, L-Carnitine, caffeine, antioxidant blend, Ginkgo Biloba, and Goyo Su fucking leaf extract. I don't even know how to say this. So, what do I think in general? Well, what I can say off the bat is, how's this shit taste? I don't know. I don't actually have it. It hasn't even come out yet, so how could I possibly know? However, what I can tell you is they have a pretty prominent marketing to do with their natural flavoring. So they use, as far as I know, off the top of my head, this energy drink that is a pre-workout will not have artificial sweeteners, which is good for a minority of individuals that get gut issues from, sucralose, acesulfame, potassium, this kind of shit, and otherwise can tolerate things like monk fruit, inulin, shit like that better. However, what I can say from experience is flavoring an pre-workout with natural sweeteners is quite fucking difficult if it's a potent product. Now, if it's weak, maybe not as bad. When you have a lot of actives in there, trying to cover that up with stevia, monk fruit, etc., not the easiest thing, dude. Like, I remember when we first came out with Gorilla Mode, I think the first 3 flavor systems we came up with were Fruit Punch, Tiger's Blood, Mango Peach, and then we had the same version of those flavors, but with natural sweeteners only. And it was like the difference of like a 9 or 10 out of 10 flavor versus like a 5 or a 6 when it came to the natural flavors. Like, it's pretty fucking substantially different, to a point that you're going to be ostracizing a large portion of your target demographic who just won't want it when it's naturally sweetened. Now, that isn't to say that you can't make something decent with natural sweeteners, and I speculate that with this formula, it's probably easier because it's not that potent at the end of the day. But still, I don't know. I haven't drank it. I don't know how it tastes, but that would obviously be a big crucial thing to note. Now, what else do I think? Folic acid, not a fan. You should have methylfolate in there. Already don't like this in the normal vitamin section, and in general I'm not a huge fan of the fucking vitamin sections in energy drinks and pre-workouts. Anyways, getting into the panel we actually care about, one thing I can commend them on immediately is the fact that they have a transparent breakdown on their pre-workout energy drink. Why am I commending them for that? Because most energy drinks won't. They simply have a prop blend at the bottom. If you look at Bang Energy, if you look at Rain, if you look at even the supplement companies that have good pre-workouts or are known for their pre-workouts, they are like putting prop blends in their energy drinks and not being transparent about what's in there except for the caffeine content. So the fact that he's broken down all of the actives and not just the caffeine, like, huge kudos to him for that, because most companies don't, dude. Like, even in the supplement industry, companies that are otherwise transparent about their labels too, when it comes to energy drinks, they just don't. I don't know. It's just like they don't want to show how weak this shit is, evidently, because ultimately it's hard to suspend a lot of actives in a carbonated energy drink. So something that often goes overlooked too, and you have to cut some slack to the production of this stuff, is that, okay, yeah, sure, we would want to see like 6,000 milligrams L-Citrulline. We'd want to see, 2,500 betaine. We want to see 2 grams L-Carnitine. We want to see, caffeine is fine, depending on your tolerance. Ginkgo would probably want to see that higher, at least personally like 120 or something. However, actually suspending that in one 12-ounce can that is, carbonated, is that a realistic outcome to put that many actives in without crashing and have it, suspended for however long it's, on shelves or whatever? I don't know, dude. This is something that I am currently, in the process of learning myself. And I've seen firsthand that some ingredients, now I'm not planning on making like a citrulline filled, like I guess never say never, but I'm not planning on making like a gorilla mode energy drink. I'm gonna make an energy drink and it's gonna be fucking sick. However, it's going to be based around cognitive flexibility, actual mental clarity, performance in a like productivity context, motivation, dopaminergic drive, shit like that, rather than trying to focus on nitric oxide precursors that I can otherwise give a way heavier hit of. If I want intramuscular hyperhydration, vasodilation, etc., like use Gorilla Mode Nitric, use Gorilla Mode. Like these are the reason this shit is in powder form, is because you can actually fit enough actives to make it potent in a pre-workout at a much more cost-effective price point. So like for me, I would not, even want a pre-workout energy drink that is focused on these vectors personally, because I'm basically just getting a subpar level of these different ingredients at dosages that are, otherwise going to be barely efficacious, if at all, for doing something at a more cost, like inefficient price point, like significantly so. So yeah, for me, not, overall transparency, fucking awesome. The suspension of these ingredients, I don't know if you can get more than this. Overall, broad spectrum with the entire formula here, I don't know if you could push this to 6,000. I don't know if you could push it to even 4,000. It kind of, remains to be seen. I can say with certainty though, like some dopamine precursors, I've tried to suspend even like 500 milligrams and had crashing occur in energy drink formulations that I've been trying to make. This shit is not the easiest thing in the world. Some of the stuff suspends easier than others, like L-Citrulline, evidently not that problematic, because some things I've been trying to do in the hundreds of milligrams and having issues. But anyways, as far as the dosages themselves, let's compare it to some other like good energy drinks that double as pre-workouts on the market. So this is, keep in mind, this is the subcategory of pre-workout energy drinks, not just energy drinks. So what's a good one that is also transparent? I would say Ghost has a good energy drink. It tastes very good. And they have a transparent label, which most companies simply do not. So their transparent label shows L-Carnitine at 1,000 milligrams, taurine 1,000 milligrams, caffeine 200, alpha GPC 150 milligrams, neurofactor coffee, fruit extract 100 milligrams, estrogen, astragalus, root extracts for increasing bioavailability 25 milligrams. So, is this the most potent formula ever? Like, not really, dude. They don't have any nitric oxide precursors. They have no osmolytes for intracellular hyperhydration. This thing is basically a cognitive blend, which is fine because that's what a lot of energy drinks ultimately you're trying to do. Like, I guess this technically isn't in the pre-workout category, so maybe it's a bit unfair to lump them in here, but this was an example of a pre-workout surrounded company that put out an energy drink recently that had a transparent label. There's not very many. So Zoa is actually one of the leaders in terms of transparency on a pre-workout energy drink. So I guess a more relevant example would be C4. C4 Energy. They have a shit ton of different flavors, taste very good, and they have like an actual focused formula on pre-workout ingredients. So they have 200 milligrams caffeine, beta alanine in there for that itchy butthole, L-Citrulline, betaine, N-acetyl L-tyrosine. Like that's, well-rounded in certain vectors. We have, the actual endurance components through the carnosine beta alanine. We have the nitric oxide precursors through the L-citrulline. We have the osmolite through the betaine. And then we have some dopaminergic precursor through the N-acetyl L-tyrosine. However, obviously L-tyrosine being superior in my opinion than N-acetyl L-tyrosine. However, water solubility issues comparing tyrosine to N-acetyl L-tyrosine, I can kind of understand why they would put this in here. But anyways, we don't actually know how much they have of these because again, what they do with this shit is basically turn it into a prop blend. Like here is the nutrition facts. Carbonated water, beta-alanine, L-Citrulline, malic acid, betaine anhydrous, citric acid, caffeine, sucralose. So we have no idea. However, what we do know is this is in descending order of concentration. So we can at least infer that the N-acetyl L-tyrosine is at a pitiful dose. It's probably at like fucking 100 milligrams or something or less, because we have the caffeine in there, which is a 200 milligram serving. So we know anything under that is under 200 milligrams. So N-acetyl L-tyrosine is probably at like, you know, fucking nothing. Like basically useless dosages. Caffeine at 200. Anything above this is going to be above 200 milligrams. So we know they at least have 200 milligrams of betaine, at least 200 milligrams of citrulline, at least 200 milligrams of beta-alanine. But we don't know what. Now, is the likelihood high that they're going to have 3,200 milligrams of beta-alanine? No, it's probably not. They probably have like a gram maybe. So that means they have more beta-alanine than citrulline, which is a red flag off the bat. Because if you saw in a pre-workout, like, would you ever want to see your citrulline content inferior to your beta-alanine? Like, no, you wouldn't. So like from this, we can probably, like my ballpark guess is like beta-alanine, maybe a gram, citrulline, fucking 750 maybe, betaine, 500. Like these are all dosages that are just like not useful, really. Carbon-aided C4 Ultimate. This is their potent version of their pre-workout C4 energy drink. What is the difference? We get into the nutrition label. They have 300 milligrams of caffeine in this one, beta-alanine, citrulline, and they have alpha GPC now. So here we have beta-alanine, still the most concentrated ingredient, L-citrulline, betaine anhydrous, taurine, caffeine anhydrous. Now we know anything under this is less than 300. So we have way down here, alpha size, alpha GPC, so probably a, I don't know, 100 milligram dose, 150 maybe at best. N-acetyl L-tyrosine at their pitiful sub 100 milligram dose probably. So ultimately, like this is like one of the leaders right now in pre-workout energy drinks. And you can see how like pitiful this fucking label is in terms of zero transparency, and the actual concentration of ingredients is likely probably inferior to ZOA. Now it's not like ZOA's super potent, but again, you have to cut them some slack on the fact that you probably can't suspend a lot more than this anyways. Remains to be seen, but I'm just speculating that getting a shit ton more than this is probably not that realistic whilst maintaining taste, suspendability, etc. So anyways, 3,000 milligrams of L-citrulline. Is that a good dose? You know, what is L-citrulline? It is the, you know, go-to NO precursor that we're mostly familiar with. This is, you know, efficiently converted in the kidneys to arginine. So ultimately it's one of the most, I don't know, like tried and true, efficient, efficacious nitric oxide precursors for vasodilation, and at dosages like starting at least at 4,000 milligrams, I would say is reasonable based on a 6,000 milligram citrulline malate 2-to-1 dosage used in the clinical literature. So I would like to see at least 4,000 personally. They're getting close to that. And maybe they are assuming you might use, like, I guess this is not supposed to be like, oh, well, you should be using more than one, because obviously not everyone, most people aren't going to be, you know, spending enough to use more than one of these a day. So, you know, subpar L-citrulline dose, pretty close to efficacious, but, you know, I would like to see this at 4,000. Betaine anhydrous at 1,250 milligrams. This is also known as trimethylglycine. It is typically used as either a methyl donor to support methylation, or as a osmolate for intracellular, you know, like balancing hydration in the body, getting some, managing your fluid dynamics and making sure cells are actually hydrated adequately for maximum performance. Basically, it can impact your hydration status, and not exactly like creatine, but it could be lumped into like a similar like sub-stratified category of like hydrating agent essentially. So personally, I use this too to lower homocysteine levels because of my MTHFR polymorphisms, as well as the performance benefits in the gym. This is why we have it in Gorilla Mode Nitric at high dosages. Now, I would like to see, personally, I think 2,500 milligrams is like, you know, the good dose starting territory. Apparently, the lowest efficacious dose is 500 milligrams throughout the day though. So when we see this ZOA energy at 500 milligrams, or this is 1,250, sorry, the L-Carnitine is at 500. So 1,250, it's actually not that bad, dude. For an energy drink, like that's pretty reasonable, I would say, or a pre-workout energy drink with carbonation, factoring suspendability. Apparently, the dose that is minimally active in reducing homocysteine is 500 milligrams. So having 1250 is pretty fucking reasonable, I would say, and is actually a good dose. It's not the best dose, like for performance enhancement, I would say not just improving your biomarkers slightly transiently, I would say 2500 is kind of like where I would like to see it start at. But again, factoring out this is ultimately a carbonated drink, you have to give them some leeway in that aspect. 1250, not bad, dude. L-Carnitine, L-Tartrate, 500 milligrams, factoring in the oral bioavailability is like 5 to 18%. Let's just meet in the middle and say it's like 12. You're probably looking at like 60 milligrams of L-Carnitine, L-Tartrate actually getting, freely usable. So why would you use L-Carnitine? What kind of evidence does it have to support its efficacy? Mainly it's used for, like fat loss. A lot of people that are using it see it as like a fat burner. Is it necessarily like a potent fat burner? Not really. However, it seems to have some interesting literature supporting its effect for increasing AR content, which could otherwise improve your response to your own endogenous testosterone levels for muscle building outcomes. This is a bit of like not firm, like good literature though, so it's kind of hard to say for certain, but anecdotally, it does seem like people grow better and leaner when they're using a high dose of L-Carnitine or like a good dose of L-Carnitine when they are trying to gain muscle, or when they're losing weight, it seems to be helpful in losing fat. It's mainly known for its involvement in mitochondrial oxidation of long chain fatty acids. So this is where it comes into play in like a pre-workout scenario, I guess. Helps you, utilize substrate more, effectively and actually get more out of your exercise output to some extent. But 500 milligrams, is that a dose that's going to move the needle? Like I would say, like at minimum 500 is kind of like where you could say it might do something, a negligible amount. However, I'd say 2000 milligrams of oral is probably a safer bet for actually getting an efficacious, impactful response to it, especially with the poor bioavailability. You got to push the oral dose much higher. Personally, like 2000 milligrams plus, I think a lot of the literature is based on that too. There's like 50 studies showing like no side effects from 2000 milligrams L-Carnitine with increases in fat loss and whatnot. It's a very, very, you need to dose it appropriately for the lack of oral bioavailability, just put it that way. So 500 milligrams, like it could be at 1,000, obviously 2,000 would be nicer, but I mean, fuck, it's an energy drink. I don't know. Caffeine, 190, pretty middle of the road. It's not like insanely aggressive, but it's not like a fucking cup of coffee. So I would say this is reasonable given his like general, like wide reaching demographic. Antioxidant blend, green tea, white tea, apple grapeseed. I don't know. Not a huge fan. I feel like the antioxidant component is more so just for marketing appeal. I do not see this benefiting you in a pre-workout context really at all. Ginkgo Biloba, this is a nootropic that I like personally. It is something that's mechanism of action, as far as I know, isn't like well understood, but apparently it seems to be mainly a free radical scavenger that can prevent neurons in the brain from oxidative damage and kind of give you more mental clarity as a result of like this reduction. Dosages though, 120 to 240 milligrams, upwards of 360 per day seem to be ideal. His dose is lower than that. He only has 60 milligrams. So this is like sub-efficacious. I would want to see at least 120 personally. Like you definitely could have fit that in there. I don't know. Maybe it crashed. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I mean, I would like to have seen that at 120 and I would speculate they could have fit it in there. Goyausa leaf extract at 30 milligrams. I have no idea what that is, to be honest. So anyways, overall, what do I think of this product? Is it worth it for a pre-workout energy drink? To be honest, I wouldn't even be buying a pre-workout energy drink because of the fact that it would be impossible to fit the concentration of ingredients in it that I would want to actually get out of a NO hyperhydrating formula in general. If I was just using an energy drink for the cognitive elements and then, stacking a pump formula on top or something, maybe you put some Zoa in a fucking cup and then you stir some Gorilla Nitric in there, yeah, maybe it's useful. But I mean, for the overall like cognitive effects, the caffeine in ginkgo, you're basically just on caffeine at this point from the lack of, useful amounts of ginkgo. L-Carnitine, basically gonna do fucking nothing. The betaine, not bad. L-Citrulline, seems like they tried, it's not bad. And the fact that they're transparent, and when I say not bad, I mean in the context of in a can, carbonated, sitting there, suspended and not crashing. So compared to other energy drink pre-workouts on the market, I'd say they are setting a new standard to some extent. You know, the bar isn't high, but it's fucking there. So is it a game changer? Maybe for this subcategory, it could be decent. But I mean, ultimately the cost effectiveness, the lack of efficacious dosing for these ingredients because of inability to suspend it probably, I'm just not that into it. Like I would use this more of as an energy drink than a pre-workout is my suggestion, is kind of my conclusion on the whole thing. So ultimately it's not bad though. Relative to the competition, it is definitely one of the better ones probably, to be honest. Like these other companies that aren't transparent, you can pretty much assume it's because their dosages are so embarrassing they don't want to list them out transparently. And you can kind of infer that as well when you actually go down the descending order of ingredients like we did earlier with the C4 and kind of see what they likely have in it. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. All the comments help the algorithm, they're much appreciated. If you want to get an actual potent, cognitive effect from like a heavy hit of stimulants that you're not going to get from that, check out Gorilla Mode Energy. This is the maxed out stim formula that we have in the nootropic subsection of the website. It's a pre-workout drink and it can double as a productivity mental enhancing agent. It's what I use before podcasts often. It's what I use often to get dialed in for work on more cognitively demanding days where I have a lot of shit to do. In addition, my daily driver, this is the nootropic formula that you can actually fit the ingredients you want to fit in it because you don't have to worry about it suspending in a carbonated can. And ultimately, if Gorilla Mind ever comes out with an energy drink, which is, something I can literally visually fucking see in a gas station, to be honest, like having this Gorilla on a can, like I swear to God, I visualized this from day one, and the fact that it's taken us this long to come out with it. We've been working through samples and doing things on the back end to make sure it gets dialed in, but there's a lot more constriction on how potent you can make it because of this suspension issue like I mentioned. But anyways, the formula that I defer to and use on a daily basis essentially for my cognitive enhancement and having the backbone of cholinergics, things that help my mental acuity, sharpness, productivity, and to some extent that's more so driven by the energy formula, to be honest, but this is more so for memory formation, information retention, all that kind of stuff. Helps me get dialed in for podcasts too, like I said, get a bit more of fluency and ability to articulate myself well. I would check out Gorilla Mind Smooth. It's our turnkey nootropic formula. It features dopaminergic precursors, cholinergics, as well as some of the things that I mentioned earlier, like ginkgo at an efficacious dose. Things like that are all featured in here, and it's complementary even to your daily coffee or to whatever it is that you're doing per day, or if you don't like stimulants at all, this goes well on its own, and I use it regardless if I'm taking coffee that day, if I'm drinking this, if I'm doing anything. Like this is basically in my stack every fucking day. So you can check that out on the website, gorillamind.com. You just go to the categories drop down, click nootropics. There's a coupon code in the video description too if you want to save some money. It helps support me. It's much appreciated when you guys use my products. And definitely look forward to the Gorilla Mind energy drink, because I swear to God, dude, I swear, like I don't think I've ever been more like visualized in my mind more clearly something on shelves personally of anything I've done. So anyways, that is in the pipeline, but as far as the rocks energy drink pre-workout, it's not bad, dude. Definitely could be worse. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. All the comments help the algorithm. They're much appreciated. Like, subscribe. Check out my blog, moreplatesmoredates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplatesmoredates, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. If you want to support the channel, check out anything I'm associated with in the video description below. Products I mentioned, Merrick Health for turnkey preventative medicine and hormone replacement therapy, as well as just lifestyle intervention, dietary manipulation, sleep hygiene interventions. We basically do it all there. It is based around, like, to be honest, mainly getting diagnostics interpreted though, and then from there, a treatment plan, if warranted, can be designed for you by our providers. And you can get information, imparted on you by our patient care coordinators and whatnot. Or you can just go for our self-service labs and get cost-efficient panels done that have been vetted by me personally and audited with the most cutting-edge biomarkers that you need to assess your health, quality of life, performance even, all that kind of shit. It is, you can check it out, Merrick Health, and anything else I'm associated with. Help support me. It's all in the video description below. Talk to you guys soon.